Alright, so you can see I put the lid back on the 503A here. I realized that this cover here does not have to be in place to use the machine. So I'm going to do some stitch testing. The lid here, it's got these lovely flip down thread spools. There was felt on the base of these, but it's got a cut in it for the spool to flip down, and that disintegrated and fell away. So I'm gonna probably trim these red felt discs so that they can be glued on here. This is double-sided stickum that was on there, and I don't know if I will remove those brackets and clean them. Yeah, it looks like I can remove them and clean them. So I'll remove them and clean them and then reapply new felt. But to thread this, there's a hook up here, and then there's something here. Oh, I'm gonna guess this. And then there's a catcher on the other side here. And then this goes in and around the tensioner. And then it's got to go behind the spring on the tensioner, pulled up on the finger, and then through. I'm going to rotate this so it's in the upper position. And then it gets put in the take-up arm. And then from the take-up arm it goes through a thread guide here, thread guide on the front of the machine, thread guide by the needle bar, thread guide on the top of the needle bar, thread guide on the needle bar. And then this machine had a bent needle, so we'll stick a needle in it. Let's see. Size 12. That's a needle. And I think there's a diagram on the inside of the door for threading this, but we'll see how I do without cheating and looking at the diagram. So, let's see. There's a groove on this side of the needle bar, so the flap must go that way. And we'll take open our clamp enough to get the needle lifted up in there. Right? Yeah. Okay. Pull the thread out of the way, stuck it through all the guides, and now it's in the way of the needle bar. Okay, so lifted the needle up in there, and that looks about right because we've got the hole facing forward, and that means we can thread it from front to back. And I realized I didn't stick the foot back on this either. Alright, well I'm gonna I'll be back with the foot and then we can test this. Okay, I have grabbed a bobbin. I have rethreaded the machine with golden thread on top and black on the bottom. The tensioner is currently as loose as it goes. And we are completely pulling through the bottom, so let's raise that tension to about 5. Alright. Now. Yep, that fixed that. The first tension was just terrible. 5 is about right, so that's nice. The machine is doing well with that. So let's just see what kind of a zigzag we get. Oh. And we broke the upper thread. Get a cleaner break with that. I should just grab a... Alright, we're not having any issues down below, it doesn't look like. Alright, I'm going to get this rethreaded, and we'll try it again. Alright, I got this rethreaded, so... This is our stitch we just did here. We missed a stitch there, and then on the back side, look at that bobbin tension is so high it's pulling thread down through. Now this dial does turn, only turns that far, so we have a serious thread or tension problem on the bottom. So we'll just get our bobbin out of there, and then we can lift and pop that over, slide this out, and then get there we go. That screw, loosen that about 1/8 of a turn, and we'll see if that solves this tension issue. So I'll just pop that back in place. Put our holder back in. Alright, let's see what happens now. we still have so much bobbin tension, pulling all that thread all the way through. Good grief. It does feel pretty stiff, so I guess I'm not surprised, but also, wow. Let's find our screw here again. There. That is a quarter turn that we took that out now. Slide that back into place. I suppose if the bobbin tension on the bottom has been so bad, there's a good reason why this machine had such a bent needle in it. Alright, let's look at that. Good grief. Well, it's getting better. That's still so much tension. And since we've already broken the upper thread, I know that it's not an upper tension problem, because I am tugging on that upper thread to see what to do about it. Alright, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to do a whole, an entire half a turn on that. Nope, nope, that's not pushing anything on it. Okay. Go back. So it was only loosened a quarter turn. That is going to be... almost no lower tension, but we'll see. Oh, look at that. Close now. If we switch that up to 6. Alright, 6 starts to pop that thread through the top on zigzag. Perfect. That was it. That bobbin case had almost an entire, what was that, almost 3/4 of a turn, too much tension on it. So that was rough. Okay, well, we'll wait for that door to finish, and then we'll take another look at this and do a real stitch test and play with some of the pattern cams.